and then gave me the urge to hide away in his embrace. Maybe that wasn't so surprising when he'd been so clear about how deep his affections for me ran. That thought sent a different sort of shiver through me, one both giddy and nervous. This wasn't a good time for me to get soft. We were embarking on the next phase of a realm-crossing war. "We could always take a little detour on the way home," Loki said in his usual wry voice, shooting me a grin. The trickster was striding along on his enchanted shoes of flight, the wind whipping his light red hair back from his pale face, like the flames he could summon with a snap of his fingers. Would it be easier seeing Petey without being able to talk to him, to touch him, or simply holding on to my memories? Just a few days ago, I'd come face to face with an illusion of him that had flinched away from me. It had only been imaginary, a construct meant to break my will in the prison we'd found ourselves trapped in. But the moment had wrenched at me anyway. My little brother was safer if I kept my distance. "When all the gates are sealed," I said. "When the dark elves can't get to him anymore." "If you ever change your mind," Loki said with a sweeping gesture. His amber eyes shone brighter. "This should be an interesting errand in any case. It's difficult to believe that in all my time across the realms, I've never attempted to close off a gate between them." "We made it through the gate easily enough before," Thor said, swinging the magical hammer he already had in his grasp. The brawny thunder god tipped his head to the fourth god with us, Hode's twin, Balder, light to the other's darkness. "One blast of Balder's powers should send any guards who brave the sun running." The bright god smiled, looking more assured and less dreamy than he'd been most of the time I'd known him. "I'll clear the way." His tone sounded more present, too. I'd been with him through some painful moments in the prison Odin's Raven of Memory had constructed, reliving the chilling void of his death, but he seemed to have come out of that torment stronger, more determined to face the horrors that might still lie ahead of us. Almost from the start, I'd been drawn to all four of the gods who'd combined their powers to bring me back from the dead in Valkyrie form. But I couldn't deny that this more confident Balder made my pulse kick up even faster than before. "Let's not assume this will be easy, boys," Freya said with an imperious flap of her falcon cloak. The goddess of love and war peered toward the horizon, a fierce light glowing from her beautiful face. The golden waves of her hair glittered like an exquisite battle helm. Then she winked at me. "As usual, I expect the two of us have to keep this bunch on track." Thor gave a bellow of a laugh, tossing his hammer from one hand to the other as if it weighed nothing at all. "The cave dwellers should be very familiar with Mjolnir by now. They'll run. Just watch." His warm brown gaze slid to mine with a gentler smile that felt as if it were meant just for me. It brought back the heat of his tender caresses when we'd come together in epic fashion not that long ago. I couldn't help grinning back. We might have a war ahead of us, but we were ready for it. Closing this gate was the first step towards seeing Petey safe for good and preventing the invasion Surt was planning. He and his army could forget about taking even one piece of my former realm, or the new home I'd started to find in Asgard, the realm of the gods. The landscape below us was becoming uncomfortably familiar. The gate we planned to shut was the one where we'd fought a battle with the Dark Elves last week, a battle in which we'd thought we were retrieving Odin from their clutches, but instead had been led by a false version of him into that prison of memories. In those caves, I'd taken more lives with the dark power inside me, the one that Valkyries had used to decide the fates of those on battlefields ages ago, than I'd have ever thought I'd be capable of. They'd threatened my little brother. They'd killed who knew how many people for their master's army. I wasn't backing down until they were stopped for good. The sagging wooden buildings around the gate looked even more decrepit than before. A hand